Why people love the Brits is that it is chaos and you cannot plan for everything and stuff does happen.
The Brit Awards are in 2 days. Harry Styles is headlining, Taylor Swift is nominated for 2 awards, and the host just said something that has Swifties absolutely spiraling.
I'm not going to confirm whether Taylor Swift's going to be there. That was good journalism.
Plus, the Chiefs cleared over $50 million in cap space, and the wedding venue just got debunked by actual investigators. So basically, everything is happening at once, and nobody knows what's real anymore. Let's go.
I looked at publicly available building permits for Swift's address and found $2 million or so in renovations planned for her home, including a new addition. But none of the documents mention a wedding, of course, or what the upgrades could be for.
So, the Brit Awards ceremony is this Saturday, February 28th. And for the first time in the show's nearly 50-year history, it's not being held in London. It's moving to Manchester's Co-op Live Arena. Taylor is nominated in 2 categories, International Artist of the Year and International Song of the Year for Fate of Ophelia. And here's where it gets interesting. When the confirmed performers list was announced on Wednesday, Taylor Swift was not on it. The lineup is headlined by Harry Styles. Yes, that Harry Styles. Along with Olivia Dean, Raye, Wolf Alice, and Rosalía, who is actually competing against Taylor in the International Artist category. Taylor hasn't performed in public since the Eras Tour wrapped in December 2024, so the fact that she's not on the official list isn't shocking. But what the host said? That's a different story entirely. Comedian Jack Whitehall, who's hosting the ceremony, was asked directly in an interview this week whether Taylor Swift would be at the Brits. His response was basically a masterclass in saying nothing while saying everything. He said he's not going to confirm if Taylor Swift is going to be there and that he's not falling into that trap.
I'm not going to confirm whether Taylor Swift's going to be there. That was good journalism, but I'm not going to fall into that trap.
But then he added, and this is the part that launched 1,000 fan theories, that the reason people love the Brits is that it's chaos, and you cannot plan for everything, and stuff does happen.
Why people love the Brits is that it is chaos and you cannot plan for everything and stuff does happen.
Stuff does happen. That's what he said. And now every Swiftie on the planet is dissecting those 4 words like they're a TTPD vault track. Because Taylor showing up unannounced at an award show where her ex-boyfriend is headlining, just weeks after Opalite hit #1 and months before her wedding, would be the kind of power move that only Taylor Swift could pull off. She skipped the Grammys because Showgirl missed the eligibility window. She's been completely off the public performance grid for over a year. If the Brits end up being her return to the stage, it would break the internet harder than anything we've seen since the Eras Tour announcement. And the Harry Styles angle adds an entire extra layer. These two dated back in 2012. Taylor wrote multiple songs about him across multiple albums, and their relationship has been dissected by fans for over a decade. The idea of both of them being at the same ceremony, Taylor potentially accepting awards while Harry performs, is the kind of scenario that entertainment producers dream about. Whether Taylor actually shows up or not, the speculation alone is generating massive buzz for the broadcast, which airs on ITV one Saturday evening UK time. Now, while the Brit Awards mystery plays out across the Atlantic, back in the States, the Kansas City Chiefs are making moves that all point in one direction, getting Travis Kelce back. The financial groundwork has been significant. The team restructured Patrick Mahomes' contract earlier this month, freeing up a massive $43.65 million in cap space. Then, on Monday, they released veteran defensive end Mike Dana, saving another $9 million. The Chiefs entered the offseason projected to be over $57 million above the salary cap, and they've now cleared enough room to bring key players back, including Travis. GM Brett Veach's comments at the NFL Combine on Tuesday made the team's intentions crystal clear. He called Travis the best, called him an icon, confirmed there's been good dialogue with his representatives, and said the team has prepared for either scenario while hoping he returns.
We've kind of taken a different approach with Travis in the sense that I think, we've kind of prepared for either scenario, and Coach had mentioned on Friday, he's had great dialogue with Travis on our end, myself, Crochet, Travis's crew. We've had some good dialogue there. Travis is the best. He's an icon, and hopefully he comes back, and we'll just kind of let that process play out.
The AP reported that Travis will not test the open market, meaning if he plays in 2026, it's with Kansas City or nobody. And NFL insider Tom Pelissero confirmed that contract talks are already underway and trending toward a return.
In terms of Travis Kelce, my understanding, and I think Ian said this on Super Bowl Sunday, is they have already been in contract talks. It seems like this is trending toward Travis coming back and playing for Kansas City, but nothing is done until it's done.
Offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy, who coached Travis through his 7 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons, is back in the building and has already had conversations with Travis about reuniting. Every single arrow is pointing toward a 14th season.
I just love the guy, and it's going to be awesome to see him back in the building. Can't wait to see him back in the building, man. He's one of my favorite coaches of all time, one of my favorite people of all time. I've had so many unbelievable, growing moments under him as a player, as a person.
Beach also dropped what might be the most telling quote of the entire offseason. He said Travis isn't a typical 27-year-old hitting free agency for the first time. He's done everything, accomplished everything. He's about to get married, and he's got a lot going on.
It's not your typical, hey, 27-year-old first time at free agency. I mean, Travis has done everything. He's accomplished everything. He's about to get married. He's got a lot going on. And so I don't think there's an element of us not trying to, you need some sort of deadline timeline, but at the same time, I mean, it's Travis Kelce, so we're going to just continue to have positive dialogue and see where this thing ends. But
that about to get married line from the GM himself carries weight. It confirms what everyone suspects. The wedding is a major factor in Travis's timeline, and the Chiefs are giving him space to figure out both decisions simultaneously. The fact that Travis's contract expires March 11th, the Songwriters Hall of Fame Gala is June 11th, and the rumored wedding is June 13th, means the next 4 months are the most consequential stretch of Travis Kelce's entire life, on and off the field. Which brings us to the wedding itself, because that situation got even more chaotic this week. The NBC News Boston investigation that debunked Watch Hill, Rhode Island, as the venue continues to dominate the conversation. Their team checked public building permits for Taylor's property at 16 Bluff Avenue, spoke with local police, and reviewed event filings with the town, finding nothing. No paperwork, no permits, no police preparations.
They looked at publicly available building permits for Swift's address and found $2 million or so in renovations planned for her home, including a new addition. But none of the documents mention a wedding, of course, or what the upgrades could be for.
Wedding planner Kate Murtaugh pointed out that Watch Hill has limited hotel capacity, seasonal traffic, and would require massive security infrastructure that simply isn't being built.
I think that it was just a very natural path because people saw she was doing construction all summer. It's a small town, so it's challenging. There are not big brand hotels.
Ocean House's marketing director had already denied the rumor that Taylor bought out another couple's reservation. So the June 13th Ocean House theory, which had been the dominant narrative for months, is looking increasingly unlikely. Some fans think this is deliberate misdirection from Taylor's camp, pointing out that she'd never let real wedding details leak through gossip columns. Others think the venue has shifted entirely, with sources previously mentioning Tennessee as an alternative. And while nobody can figure out where the wedding is happening, people are already pitching honeymoon locations. Multiple outlets ran a piece this week about Chobe Game Lodge in Botswana, a luxury safari lodge where Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton honeymooned after their second marriage in 1975. The connection to Taylor Swift is almost too perfect. She literally sang "He Can Be My Jailer," Burton to this Taylor, in Ready For It, and her latest album includes a track literally called Elizabeth Taylor. The lodge offers genuine privacy, limited cell service, and the kind of remote luxury that would let the most famous couple on Earth actually disappear for a week. The writer noted that at Chobe, the cats are bigger than Taylor's Scottish folds, and for once, she and Travis would be the paparazzi. It's obviously speculative, but the Elizabeth Taylor symbolism is exactly the kind of thing Taylor would build an entire honeymoon aesthetic around. So here's where everything stands as we head into the weekend. The Brit Awards are Saturday, and Taylor may or may not show up at a ceremony where her ex-boyfriend is headlining, and she's nominated for 2 awards. And the host is dropping cryptic hints about chaos. The Chiefs have cleared over $50 million in cap space and are publicly campaigning for Travis to return. Watch Hill is debunked, but the wedding is still allegedly 4 months away. The Songwriters Hall of Fame ceremony is 2 days before the rumored wedding date. People are already planning the honeymoon in Botswana, and Travis just called her My Taylor on a podcast while sipping whiskey with Chris Stapleton.
I've talked to my Taylor, about this a few times, but she grew up in the country world in Nashville and in high school and coming up. And she raves about how together they are, how they maneuver on tour and stuff like that. She was underneath a lot of these big country singers.
Every single thread of Taylor and Travis's life is converging toward this summer, and we are watching it happen in real time. Whatever comes next, whether it's a surprise Brit Awards appearance, a contract announcement, a wedding location reveal, or all three at once, this is the most exciting stretch of the Tavis era yet. That's all for this video, folks. See you next time.